My name is Tom Clements, and I don't live in your community. I live up North Main in Columbia, South Carolina, so thank you for allowing me to be here and ask a few questions. I've been tracking this facility for quite a long time, so I'm familiar with it. On July 23rd, when the notice first appeared on the NRC website, there's been no further information that I've seen that's been posted. So the question still hangs. How much material leaked? And how much uranium leaked? And did anybody hear that tonight?
No.
Now, I'm wondering, standing here, this is not a question, why we didn't hear how much uranium has leaked. And I'm also not going to ask the question, how long is the radioactive half-life of uranium-235? Anybody want to hazard a guess?
10 to 8 years.
No.
1,000 years?
No.
703 million years. 703 million years. So talk about not reaching Hopkins for 100 years. And I'm going to ask a question now. In 2016, there was a very serious near accident at this near nuclear criticality when I think it was 2 critical masses, the amount that could cause a nuclear reaction, built up in a scrubber on top of the facility. And it was trapped by that air filter, but there could have been a nuclear reaction. The NRC came down on them. There was a lot of inspections and improvements in the operation, which was a good thing. Representative Joe Neal, you know Joe Neal.
Yeah.
He's a good man. He stood up for the community and went to the meeting down at the State Museum. And Mr. Anacombe and Ms. DeWitt promised there was going to be a community outreach program.
Yeah. That's right.
And there was a question, what happens in case of severe accident? It was said then, you were going to do outreach to the community and let people know what the plan was. I think you misled people. I hate to say that. You did not follow through. And, you know, it's upsetting to come here and hear you say you're going to create an outreach program when you told Joe Neal to his face a falsehood. And you know, it's just upsetting that you come here again and you say the same thing. What guarantee is that if you've already broken your word when that near major incident from May 2016 occurred and you haven't said that you've done anything as far as community outreach? So my question is, how are you going to assure people in this community that you're actually going to have a legitimate outreach program and you're not misleading them right now?
So yes, I'll comment to that. And Tom, I have to say you're correct on that last statement. You are correct.
Well, I appreciate if you're going to do stuff. So.
Yeah, no, you are correct. And I know this is something Mike and I have talked about. That's absolutely correct. We did, and that was our intention, and it continues to be our intention, that we would do something more proactively as far as community outreach. So I think clearly that is something that we were deficient in that manner, and I admit to that, and I will say that that is something that I would personally, I know you say I committed before, but I would personally commit before all of you that we will do that.
Do you have a community outreach?
I'm sorry?
You already have one.
Does DHEC have community outreach?
Here today, no.
No.
If you have a number of people can reach you to help you facilitate that community outreach, to give you that nudge that you obviously need to get it done.
I asked them to let me do that before this meeting. At the end of the meeting, I was gonna take names, and I was gonna specifically ask Mary to help because she has this background. So yes, the answer is that he and I have been talking about this because there is a gaping hole. I wasn't here the first time, but I'm here now, and we specifically asked, and their PR people and all of them agreed before this meeting that we would reactivate what was there before and get on, because this is it's scary to hear this stuff and to not have folks who are sitting in a room with you all who we know and trust, who we can ask questions and take them out. So yes, the answer is we didn't leave it with them to reactivate that group. We were going to talk about it at the end of the meeting, but in fact, Senator Jackson and I had asked specifically to take charge of getting that group together and moving forward so that we have constant updates, whether it's good or bad or indifferent information, and making them more of a community partner rather than just sitting in the community and not really participating with us other than the people who work here. So the answer is, no, they're not gonna be singularly responsible this time. We're gonna be responsible to hold them accountable to do it this time.
Thank you for that.